Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D White, bring you yet another YouTube video at this time. So, yeah, we got new Vendread support coming out in the Power of the Elements pack. Now, this was definitely one hell of a surprise when I saw this, last night as I was at work and stuff. So, you know, interesting stuff. Now, you guys already know I've been following this archetype since its inception, and it's had a nice high and then a very, very tragic fall, in subsequent packs, as it just continued to fail and fail time and time again. The only iteration that got, any type of notoriety was the extra link version where, one card got you into a full extra link board. So otherwise than that, I've already read these effects, of course, so let's go ahead and get into it and not waste any more time. So the first card is POTE Vendread. This is a level 6 Dark Zombie, 2300 attack, 0 defense. First and second effects are hard once returns. This card is sent to the graveyard. You can add one Vendread spell and trap card from your deck to your hand, which is good. Finally, they needed a way to search spell and traps. I don't know why they didn't have this to begin with, but I guess it's better late than never type of situation. So, yeah. Second effect reads, if a monster on the field is tribute while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish one other zombie monster from your graveyard, special summon this card, and if you do, you cannot special summon monsters while you control this monster except Vendread monsters. So, banishing a zombie from the graveyard, obvious. Shiranui synergy is obvious. Also, combos with the new zombie support that's coming out in the Dimension Force pack. It combos with some of the zombies that come out of there as well. So this is a level 6 monster that can essentially special summon itself from your graveyard when certain conditions are met. Very situational, is it's not necessary for it to be that situational, but it is. So I guess it is what it is on that end. Because zombies, we have multiple ways of summoning from the graveyard, so you don't necessarily have to use this effect to special summon itself from the graveyard. So yeah, that's that. The only redeeming quality is that it can search spell and traps. So that's pretty much it for it. Alright, next card is the newest ritual monster for them. This is Vendread Scavenger. This is a level 8 Dark Zombie Ritual, 2800 attack, 0 defense. You can ritual summon this card with any Vendread ritual spell. You can only use first and second effect once per turn each. First effect, during the main phase quick effect, you can tribute one zombie monster. This card gains attack equal to the tributed monster's attack until the end phase of the turn. So obvious offensive and defensive capabilities there. When you're going for game or when your opponent is attacking into you with a stronger monster, you can just beef up your monster and win that battle. It's a nice 2800 attack. It's, not a lot of monsters that's going to beat it aside from other, high level, high attack boss monsters. But, there'll be other ways to get around this card's effect. Obviously, by outright destroying the card or by just bouncing it or doing whatever you need to do before you enter your battle phase. So that effect is basically meh. Not really that important. So the second effect is, if you control the Vendread Slayer, and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So this works in tandem, obviously, with your Vendread Slayer if it's on the field. All this card is in your graveyard. Obviously, there are multiple ways of summoning this, and obviously, you can't just do this by its own effect without summoning the card out properly. So you have to properly ritual summon this card, then have the Vendread Slayer on the field, and then, it's in the graveyard after being properly summoned. You have the Vendread Slayer on the field, and then this card will special summon itself out of the graveyard. Obviously, like with Scavenger, you can use multiple ways to get this card out of the graveyard aside from its own effect. And lastly, Ravenous Vendread. This is a ritual spell card. So which this effectively gives Vendreads a third ritual spell card. So the card can only be used once per turn, so hard once per turn on the effect. The effect reads special summon one Vendread monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is definitely solid. Getting Vendreads out of your deck and putting them on the field is really good. Into a face down defense position, except Vendread Scavenger. Then ritual summon one Vendread ritual monster from your hand or graveyard by attributing monsters whose levels equal or exceed the level of ritual monster you ritual summon, including the summoned monster. So it's effectively use the summoned monster plus any other monsters you may have on the field at the time to ritual summon whatever monster you decide to ritual summon at the time. So it helps fix one of the Vendread's main weaknesses, which is getting the Vendread monsters onto the field in order to use the Vendread monsters effects that they give to the ritual monsters when they're used for ritual summon. So Vendread charge helped alleviate that some, but it wasn't enough on its own. I think this will definitely help it out as well. So with that said, the support overall, since the deck is such a terrible deck on its own, this does help it out slightly, but overall the deck is still in a pretty bad shape overall. These D cards are honestly not going to be enough. So far, this is basically my initial thoughts. I'm thinking that this is not going to be enough, but we'll see when I play test and see how these cards interact with the other set of support and see how much help it really does do for it. Alright, so with that said, sound off in the comments, of course, my zombie players. I want to hear you guys in my comments. Let me know what you guys think of the support. Alright, so I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime, but until then, peace. YouTube.